Hello, my darling. Welcome. How are you doing today? Today, I'll give you the overview of Finding Joy, Tyreek Perry's new movie. Let's go. Now, I think I got a misconception about the movie because from the info, I thought it would be a movie about a woman finding and reclaiming herself, self journey, more than a romance plot. That's what I thought it would be. But from the movie, it's not that at all. It's about a romance plot. How a talented but overlooked fashion designer finds love in an unexpected way. And let's get into it. Now, Joy, the main character, she's a fashion designer from New York. And as I said, she's an overlooked fashion designer. She works under Patrick, the head of the head. Here's the main issue. He steals her design. When I say steal, he doesn't steal her design. In her own stupid and innocent way, not loving herself enough to actually go for what she wants, she gives her design to Patrick. All her designs she's been doing to Patrick. And now Patrick uses all her designs, and now banger to banger. He wins fashion awards. He's the top fashion designer of the year, like in New York. Here comes her two little friends, Littia and Ashley, which are probably my favorite characters in this movie. Lydia tries to talk some sense, not even tries. She tries all her best to talk sense into Joy. Like, go for what you want. Do not let Patrick step over all over you. Do what your heart says. And here is another scheme with Joy. She's looking for the love of her life, Anytime she gets bullied at work, quote that, she runs into her novels. Quote that again, buries herself in there. So right now she's looking for the love of her life that will fill that gap in her life. And here comes Colton. Side note, Colton is not a bad person. I just think he has some mental issue because let's get into it. Colton and Joy, I wouldn't even say they have a thing. They have not reached that level to call it a thing. There's something very wrong with both of them. There is. Colton calls her his best girl, best man, both of those names. When he got asked what he is to Joy by Lydia, he was saying like, oh, she watches sport with me, she gives me advice, she's always there when I need her. Not once did that man say that he likes her. Not once like this, not once. And she was head over heels in love with him. Saying like, oh, I have pressured all the men into relationships. Like, men don't like being pressured into relationships. They just like to take it slow, to put too much meaning to it. Call that. And that was insane. Because what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? And now Colton, he looks like a Greek god. Like, have you seen his facial muscles? Facial structure. Like, slim, defined chick. Like, let's go in there. Like, oh, that's nice. He asks her to come to Colorado to meet his family. And he has a very big surprise for her when she gets there. Just like, oh, really? Lydia's like, what? And Colton says, oh, he wants to take things to the next level. Quote that. He wants to take things to the next level. So I think Colton has a bigger issue than Joy. And I love Lydia's character. Ashley is more like, do what you want, I'll support you. Also drop a little bit of advice in and there. If you don't want to listen, that's fine. It's your life. Do what you want. But Lydia is in on full mama squad. Like, do what's good for you. Do what makes you happy. And Joy said, no, I wouldn't. That's mad. Then she packs up her things the next morning after the party to go to Colorado with Colton. Lydia once again, like, look into your life. Do what's good for you. But I said, no, I think you're just not happy for me. I don't think anybody want to be in that situation, my girl. Nobody. And then when she gets to Colorado, she arrives at the airport. She doesn't answer Ashley and Lily at first, and they're just like, bisu bisu. And one note, why is the car so dirty? I know it's snow, but I didn't see any other car in the movie that dirty. Like, I was wondering whether they are serial killers. Like, her dad picks her up. You know what his dad said when she wore the dress? You, Colton called her, "This my best man." His dad said, like, "Son, this is not what a best man dresses like." And then they arrive at Colton's house, his mom, his dad, and dad. I thought that girl was his sister. But should I drop a bomb on you? His fiance! When I say his fiance, yeah, he's engaged. About to get married. Let's move on. I'm not putting all the blame on Joy, but Colton has issues in his head. Because this movie, I don't understand where it is leading to. He now asks his Joy, like, I have something very important to ask. You know what this fuckers did? They girled his fiance. She grabbed the camera, videoed his mom and dad. Like, I think at this point they were just playing the girl. Either the movie was made with not much thought into that side, or the characters were made to be like that. And do you know what he asks her? Will you be my best girl at my wedding? My best man. Pictures with the girl. You could see from the pictures that they are not new. They have known each other for years. Those pictures look 214. It's given that. You ask a woman whether she'll be your best man at your wedding. When you kissed her forehead, when you held her hand, when you say you want to take it to the next level, when you hugged her, when you say you were 24/7, I'm mentioning you were getting married, but I mentioned you have a fiance. I did look you want like this. Hey yo. I think at that moment she snaps back to reality a little bit. So the way my hand is like this, I'd say a little bit, yeah, like that. She snapped back to reality a little bit. Tears in her eye, like no one notices that. It's a movie, obviously. Joy runs upstairs like, I need to go change. And she calls Lydia and actually like, you know what the fuck he just asked me to be his best man at his wedding? Like, what? Anyways, her friends are supportive. Called that they are. And Joy unfortunately cannot stay. I will not put unfortunately, no unfortunately. She cannot stay in a house like this. So do you know what she does? She packs her one suitcase, her purse, the skinny dress she wore with no hand gloves, nothing, no head warmer, and jumps off the window down to the floor. Quote that she jumped off. And imagine if under the snow there was a pile of dangerous rocks or had concrete under. What would have happened? What would you have said? Personally, for me, you know, I would go downstairs and ask him what the fuck was all that. Because you cannot lead me in like that and come and ask me to be your best man at your wedding. Are you mad? No, you can't do that. But him, his parents, and the girl are mad. Do you see the way they were laughing? Colton was kissing him and we were just like, wonderful. Anyways, back to Joy. She runs off back to the airport. But quote that, there's a very big storm, probably the biggest storm the town has ever witnessed in Colorado. So there's no flight for like a week, quote that. But Joy is a little bit. And she insists she must leave the town. Aren't there any hotels there? Like, she rents out a 3-wheel car called that. 3-wheel car. This is her in there. So as she's driving the GPS on, she falls into a frozen lake. Her bag is gone, her phone is gone, so her friends cannot even track her or keep in touch with her. Her clothes are gone, quote that, and she's about to die. The most important part. And at this point, I was thinking it's gonna be a horror movie. It was giving me mixed signal. First with the dirty girl and the I don't know what the fuck that was. And then she falls into a frozen lake. And why is she screaming and there is no bubbles coming out from her mouth? She is screaming, banging on the frozen ice. For who? Who will be out in that weather, my girl? Banging on it. And there is no, she's screaming like, what? She gets rescued. My lumberjack. Rich And who's rich? He's a loner who lives alone, away from the town and from everybody. No cell phone, no internet, no nothing, just books to meet to eat all day, reading, writing, watching the sunset. That's it. Wait. So she gets rescued by that lumberjack, Rich, and she wakes up in his cabin. A little bit of novel type shit, alone with a boy who has trauma issues. And what if you're gonna have a weekend away? Thinks she's in a killer house, a serial killer. And honestly, same. I would scream my ass out. She runs out looking for help. Help! She got voice though, and Rich just stands outside there. And honestly, I found this character, it pisses me off. Like, you were just told, like, I rescued you. No need for the silence, my brother. No need for that. And now, both of the characters annoy me so fucking much. Joy and Rich. Why? What's with the annoying characters? Like, why was she cussing at him? What's the need to be that mean? Like, and obnoxious? Really? Why? She was doing it so much. I would get pissed off too. Then Rich, his own character, something else. Is it when she was like insulting him, calling him like a loner, something like that? He got up from the table and was just like going, why? It was too obvious. Then he grabs the gun. Obviously, knowing the girl called you a serial killer at first and, a little bit of sassiness, you still grab the gun, like, or puzzled why she thinks that you want to kill her. I'm going hunting for food. Really? Really? And enjoy. And the scene where she had to use the restroom. Honestly saying, like, I can't use a dirty bathroom. I'd rather hold my piss in for 72 hours than piss in a dirty place. I cannot. I'm not putting my ass on that seat. What if I get infections? No. Well, anyway, she sits on the toilet and obviously she gets stuck on it. Was the deer a CGI? Was it? Because it looks blurred in. I don't know. He runs to her rescue. Lumberjack is here. Pulls her off the seat. Don't be worried. I don't see your neck ready. This movie is funny. To the cabin again. She spoils his quilt. My mother made this for me. A lot of things annoys me here. You see the part where she sewed back the quilt and gave it to him. When he was explaining, like, my mother gave it to me, she has the same name as you. From Joy to Rich. You saw the way she was looking at him. You don't know this man from anywhere. Stop with him. And then this is the way she was looking at him. When he was explaining and crying, she was looking at him like this. Like it's someone that she has known all her life that she is in love with. With so much love in there. Like, are you not desperate? I have to say it, like, really? You don't know this man from anywhere. And now from the quilt phase, they become buddies, A comment. Was he taking a bath in there? Was he? And if he was, why a white curtain? Why don't you change it to black? Why a white curtain? My brother, why? And then from that point on, they became like friends. And like the point where, they got a little bit sissy. He was still like, I'm trying to be a gentleman. I don't want to put my hands on you. That part did not hit at all. It did not, because with the emotionless hit, it did not hit in any part. It just came out flat. There was nothing to give in there. I would have felt like something else, okay? But nothing at all. And then Roman's face. We only got like 3 seconds of them kissing together. There was nothing else in that. No smooching, nothing. Nothing. Just like that. And then next morning, it's time to go home. Rich starts doing his, usual mood swings. Let me say it like he doesn't know how to express his emotions and he's sad about her leaving and he doesn't want to seem attached, as now he's gonna be the one who is crying over her and he's not sure whether she loves him the same way. I don't want to look like a fool, so he's just acting toughy. He's not gonna express his feelings. And like obviously Joy notices what's happening. Asks him what's the problem. It's like nothing. They get into the road. And another point, why the fuck did Colton not report her missing? Till her friend called him and told him that she's missing when he obviously saw that she was missing. He didn't report to the police. What if she actually got missing? He didn't report it. Now her friends, the sheriff, Colton, his dad, everybody finds it like, yeah. And then like it's time to say goodbye. No goodbyes from Rich. He just walks off. He did a very good job in finding someone that has the stature of a lumberjack. You saw the overview clip of him walking. He was just walking the snow. Like they did a good job in that. And then she's back to New York. You know, some cycles have to be broken. You can't stay in the same position forever. Her boss comes up to her and approaches her that someone sent them an email claiming that all the works and designs of Treek is actually hers. And now it's a black person. I can't be seen doing that. He asks her, is this your designs? I think I lost a few brain cells watching this movie. Do you know what she said? With that not job, Patrick standing there. Yeah, it's my design, but I gave it to him. You know, he was the one who made it come to life. He was the one who had the vision to it. You know, I just designed it, but he brought it to life. One eye again. Treek is there. Girl annoyed me. Guess what happens? She gets fired. I'm happy. Yeah, like you don't have to be that timid. And guess who sent the email? It was actually Littia. She goes home blaming her, like, you made me lose my job, you did this, you did that. Point, if I was Lydia, I would have backed off. Because if you're that close to someone and you advise them over and over again, I think at that point I will back off because I don't have the strength for that. The universe has been pointing it into her face. But now she's too delusional to see it. Surprise again. Is at the door. Rich, after a whole month, he comes to visit her. Joy is not in the mood, but like she obviously gives him a listening ear. I love the way both of them just walked up, go to listen. Great girls. You know, they do their little fancy roofie, like, I want to be with you. I love you. Me and you. We all are my family. With a kiss from me and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? I love you. You love me. We're all happy families. With a kiss from me and a kiss from me to you. Hit you with the do for me too. Final scene, you know, after she gets fired, you know, she gets called back by her boss again, and he asks her for the final time, like they have gotten clarification from their college, it is her design. Is it really yours so we could get this fucking nut job? And the boss offers her a position at the company. Not even a position, her own line, something she has been working hard for and dreaming her whole fucking life. Do you know what she said? She said no. She said no, and she wants off to be with Rich, the lumberjack. Because of what? She doesn't want to face her own life. She's found the love. She's found the missing part in her life and doesn't want to pursue her career suddenly and abandons everything she worked hard for. She doesn't want to be in that kind of a toxic place again. She doesn't want to be in that place again. But she comes back after Rich convinced her that, like, this has been your dream all this while. Like, don't do this to yourself. Like, we could keep in touch. Like, don't be like this. She finally decides to go back after a man convinced her to pursue her dream and she just abandoned it to go be with him. Her final words, fine. But I want everybody to be treated the same way in here. New York, the city of surprises and madness. Now, I would say everything came up flat here. It's like a climax. You go up, you're going down, you go up, you're going down. From from 5 to 0, from 5 to 0. It was not hitting. It did not hit for me at all. It came off flat. I think the movie wanted to move to the novel romanticization thing, because you could see her running off to be with her man, getting stuck in the cabin for a week with the man, from enemies to friends to lovers, and then him with the whole looking in the eyes like, I don't wanna, I wanna be a gentleman. I don't wanna be like this. I want to put, I want to put my hands on you. Like, what's your opinion? Do you think like it was? I don't know. It was meant to be like that type of novel type of movie, stuck in the, as I said. But from the lack of emotional heat and the characters were not it at all. The storyline, you know. There's a type of way you make it from them going from enemies to lovers, and it hits exactly how we want it to be. But it did not hit at all. It did not. We could have said like him crying over the quilt was like maybe a massive point to it being from that point it turned to enemies to lovers. But from emotions, it wasn't hitting at all. Give the eclipse that's happening there. That'll be it though. Thank you very much for watching and listening. My next video will be on I don't know. Stay tuned to find out. Au revoir.